Hey everyone, welcome to the Annie and Mindy show. And this is Annie Callis from Melbourne, Australia. And
I'm Mindy from Israel. Good morning.
good. Again, I just love this. Every single time we do this show, I always go, it's just so out there. It's afternoon, it's 5:30 over here. I mean, the sun is shining, it's glorious. And then it's your morning. So you have your morning coffee. I have my afternoon
My
coffee.
morning coffee. My morning coffee. Not only that, Annie, I wanted to hide it, but I'm not going to hide it. I'm still in my PJs.
I'm feeling my nightie. Today is a PJ day.
It is. It is. It's the holiday season. I guess we're in the holiday spirit. Um, yeah, in the holiday spirit, absolutely. Yesterday I celebrated Hanukkah with my kids. My kids are so busy all over the place. My son is in the army and in soccer, and my daughter, she is studying now for uh, they call it the psychometric exams in Israel. In the United States, they're called the SATs. There's this big exam that you need to take if you want to get accepted to university. So it's
Wow.
really hard, confusing, systematized test. It doesn't test your knowledge at all because you have to do it really quick. And anyway, so she's been studying for 3 months for it, and the test is on Sunday. So she's been busy with classes, doing exams, studying. So she hasn't been home. My son hasn't been home. And yesterday was the first time in the last week that we've all been together for in the evening. So we had our little Hanukkah celebration yesterday. It was fun.
Oh, that's beautiful. Do you know it's really interesting. I'd like for you to actually explain what Hanukkah is, because like I've got friends here, like our friends David and Bridget, they're Jewish
Yeah.
and they celebrate Happy Hanukkah, and like we have Christmas. So I never really looked into what Hanukkah is, but so I guess we're all celebrating something, and it's all about coming together as a family. And even with Christmas here, like it's all about family. So you want to talk about that today?
Fantastic. I love holidays, and I love the way we spend with family. You have also your sister and her family came in to celebrate with you Christmas. So it
Yep.
absolutely is all about family.
Yep. Tell
Yeah.
me what Hanukkah is.
Hanukkah, okay. I'm gonna make it really short. We Jewish people, we have a very, very long history, and what they call it we like an oral tradition. We tell stories. That's how the religion gets passed down from generation to generation, is by storytelling. And then the stories were written down, and that's how you get the Bible. And you continue to tell stories and remember what happened in the past. Okay. So there was a time, it was, I don't know how long it was, 2,500 years ago, something like that, that the Greeks were taking over the world, right? So Greek is real close to Israel, real close to the Middle East. So the Greeks were taking over the world, and they were spreading out, and they got to Israel, they got to the Holy Land, and this area here, and they started to take over. And one of the things that was very interesting with the Greeks was when they conquered a nation, what they tried to do immediately is they tried to assimilate the nation. It started with Alexander the Great. So what they would do is they would conquer the nation, and instead of killing everybody and starting all over, what they would do is they would send their soldiers to marry and have children, and they would like destroy the culture. They would turn everything into the Greek culture, with the gods in the temples and whatever it is, a very secular life. And that's how they did it. They did it from Greece to Persia, almost India, into the east, and I know that they got into Rome, into Sicily. I don't know how far west they got, but they got really far east. So here, we Jewish people, we have our own laws, not secular laws. We have our religious laws and our own teachers and rabbis, and there's rules that we have for living and community and service, and that's pretty much the foundation of Judaism is the laws. Like the Ten Commandments are only like a big overview of how people should live, and that's what we have. We have a lot
Yes.
of laws about how people should live. So the Greeks came in.
Code of honor.
What?
Code of honor.
Code of honor, absolutely. Code of honor. So anyway, the Greeks come in, they try to assimilate the Jewish community into the Greek community, and the Jews say, no, we're not going to let you do that. We want to stay Jewish, and we don't want to be Greek, and you can live here and do your thing, but still we're going to be Jewish. So there was a big clash, and it was the Greeks fought the Jews, and the last stand, if you will, of the Jews was in the temple in Jerusalem. And there was a miracle. What happened is they were outnumbered for sure by the Greek army, by number, by force, by everything. And so they had to fight off the Greeks, and they're in the temple, a small amount of people. And they had no resources. They couldn't get out of the temple. They were surrounded. So the miracle of Hanukkah is that they had no more resources, no more food, no more oil for the candles, for the lights, nothing. So they found a little bit of oil that should have been enough for one day to light the light in the temple. And the miracle of Hanukkah is that it lasted for 8 days. The little bit of oil that was there for light lasted then 8 days. They were able to fight. They were able to fight their war. Now, I don't think they won, but at least they had the miracle, the miracle of the 8 days in the temple, because the temple is the holy place. It's the center of the universe. And so that's what we celebrate. We celebrate actually the revolt against the Greeks to keep our tradition, and the miracle of the light. And that's why we light for 8 days a candle each day. For candles represent the miracle of the light. Also, I don't have one here, but I can show you later. We also have, when the Greeks were trying to assimilate the Jews into the community, they took away like everything. You couldn't play games. You couldn't learn anymore. I mean, you just couldn't do anything that was Jewish. So what they did was, this is what I heard. I hope that it's true, what I'm saying now in public and speaking out there, is we have, you ever heard of a dreidel? It's like a top. A dreidel is like a spinning top. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. I can run out and get one, but I'm not going to. So you can look it up. It's a dreidel. It's tough. So what happened was that they couldn't study. So the kids would sit down and they'd learn, and they learn Hebrew. And the dreidel has letters on it. So when the Greeks would come in or start to catch them, they had the top, and that's how they were learning letters. By what was written on the top. It was like they were playing. So that's also
wow.
You have to hide it. People do that through the generations. Tai Chi, I think. Tai Chi is when the Chinese were not allowed to practice war. They couldn't practice the soldiers' war. What they did was they took karate or whatever it was, the sport for fighting. Yeah. They toned it down into Tai Chi, so it goes really slowly and measured, so that the leaders in China, or took over China, they wouldn't know that they're actually practicing war, practicing soldier fighting. So there's all sorts of traditions like that where, you have to hide. In Russia, you couldn't be religious, or, I have friends in Germany also, Catholic Christian, who in East Germany, today there's no East Germany, but it was East Germany when I was a kid. They're Christian, and the Russians don't allow religion. In the Soviet Union, religion was not allowed. So they had to go underground. As a kid, he said he's something like 12 years old, he decided that he wanted to be religious, and he went to an underground church.
Wow, that's
12
amazing.
years old, you got to have a lot of guts, because you can go to jail. I mean, the people did go to jail for practicing religion. So that's the story of Hanukkah. You see it in every generation. We just have a long memory, us Jews. It keeps us together.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Well, now I learned something. Now I know why the actual candle holder has the arms and that. That's lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for asking. That's so cool.
Well, I've learned something today, and isn't this amazing? Every day you learn something from somebody else, and talking about learning. I don't know if you saw, but I posted something on Christmas Eve. So that was Tuesday. I don't even know what day it is. Everything just flows. Wednesday. What's today?
Today's
Today's
Thursday.
Friday. Yeah,
Thursday.
Thursday in your place, Friday in my place.
It should be
Friday
Thursday
out.
in your place too. So I'm in the morning. I'm Thursday
Oh
morning.
yeah, true. It's Thursday. There you go. No concept of time when we're on holiday. Yeah,
It's
it's
good to be
Thursday.
on
So
vacation.
I watched this guy. You know how all sorts of videos turn up on your social media, and clearly the algorithm sort of recognizes different things, and this guy turns up on my social media, and he was like absolutely drop dead gorgeous, and like our age, African American with a white beard, and I'm just sitting there going, oh my god, how cute is this guy? So anyway, but it's a video, so I go, let me listen to what he has to say. And I completely forgot about his looks, because what he said was so interesting, because he was talking about being alone at Christmas time, during the holidays, right?
Yeah.
And talking about alone and loneliness. So he talked a little bit about that. So I'm sitting there listening to it. And recently I've been saying a lot, oh, I'm really lonely, right? So I'm kind of going, and some of my friends said, and you always say that you're not lonely. I said, yeah, I'm lonely. I'd like to have a boyfriend and all. And then I kind of went, okay, people are starting to tell me this. I need to cut it out. And then this guy, like an angel, honestly, turns up, does this video. So that makes me go and research the two words. And I was completely blown away by what loneliness means. And it means that you, oh, geez, now the English gets the better of me, that you're secluded, that you're not part of anybody, and you're really sad. And I sat there thinking, well, I'm not that sad. I've got sadness, but I'm not sad because I'm by myself. Yeah, I'd like to have a boyfriend. I think it's time, after 3 years of being on my own, I actually would like to date, right? But just the understanding of that word, how amazing it is that every day somehow we learn something new. And that was a really huge aha for me, and I did a post about it, and it actually really surprised me and blew me away again, how many people responded and looked at it and read it.
Really?
And I posted it into different groups, into singles groups and into like single mothers groups and stuff like that. So I thought it was quite a great, like, my perspective on being alone or lonely. And the amount of people that came back and said, thank you so much, this was perfectly timed.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Because it's holidays, whether it's Hanukkah or Christmas or, holidays in America, they call it holidays. They don't really say Christmas. And I kind of went, wow. And then yesterday, you send messages to everybody, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. What you're doing, people responding, you start talking. And how many people were alone?
Yeah.
And this is a time when families come together, and they were alone, and they were okay to be alone, and they actually maybe got together with friends or with family prior to the event, to Christmas, let's say here, but they were okay. And one friend of mine said, I'm just going to chill out and go for a walk and just have a day to myself. And he goes, alone or lonely. So he read my post.
Oh, wow.
Right? And I was
Nice.
like, wow. So I love the fact that we can learn from so many people. And today I really learned the meaning of Hanukkah, and wow. So I don't need to go do research and read about it, because you gave me a handout. So thank you. So I really get it now.
Yeah.
So I can just imagine the stories that they told in that synagogue, for 8 days.
Yeah.
Because what else could they do? Share stories, right? So wow, how cool.
Yeah.
How really cool.
Yeah. I think holidays in general are cool. And I can get the point that you said, that being because it's a holiday season, the families spend together. So when you are alone, it's kind of like, you compare. Everyone's with their family and I'm alone. But like you said, if you don't have to be, you can be alone and not necessarily lonely. You can enjoy the day. But there's a lot of things with holidays, especially Christmas, that are, traditions that kind of make you think, or I don't know how to say it. What I'm trying to say is this: there's a certain expectation on holidays. That's why people get nervous. Not just expectations. You got to be with family, and you got a lot of fights on holidays, because a lot of tension, and then getting together with the family, and everyone's got their own story. What's going to happen, and things. I mean, the holidays they're supposed to be so happy, but there's a lot of stories, and undercurrents that happen, and then that's really very interesting. And traditions and we spoke about it a little bit before when we talked about Black Friday, the tradition of Christmas and Hanukkah for giving presents. What do I have to give presents? And then everyone goes on a shopping frenzy, and the expectation is you're going to go someplace and you're going to get a present, or you're going to have to give a present, and then stories come up. So yesterday, like I said, was our day for getting together. It was pretty spontaneous. So I also thought about presents. I like presents, and I like to give presents, but I really have made a switch in my mind about what kind of presents I give. And I don't give so often. I mean, I give when I can, but I don't do it according to the rules. I give presents the way and when I feel like giving presents. So yesterday I gave a present, and it came in, for each of us. Where me and my mother and my 2 kids, we live together. So I made an envelope. Hello, an envelope. What do you think what do you put in an envelope? Usually.
Well, your thoughts or
Your
money.
thoughts. Well, good. I like that.
Money. Most people put money, and they just you go buy what you want to buy, or cards, or thoughts.
Yeah, you're a thoughts person. I love that. I love that. I would have liked to give thoughts, but I didn't. I wrote on the card.
I'm hanging now because I know there's going to be something different in there. So tell me.
Yeah, I mean, I should have put thoughts in there also, but I only wrote here, Happy Hanukkah, I love you, and that's Ima. My kids, they call me Ima. That's how you say mom in Hebrew. But what I got was, I'm going to show you in English because my mom doesn't read Hebrew, so I printed out in English. What I did was I got.
Oh my God! You're going to a show.
We're going to a show. We're going to go to Flashdance. They have it here in Israel, probably in Hebrew, but it's okay. So I bought tickets for the 4 of us to go to a show together, and that is my present for Hanukkah, because what I learned, I deal with money. That's my daughter's going. I deal with money, so I read all these books on money, and so there's this book, really cool book called Happy Money. Happy Money. Okay. I love the title, right? It's a good title.
Yes.
So it's 2 researchers, 2 professors of psychology actually, from Harvard, and they wrote a book about satisfaction, bless you, the satisfaction that people get when they spend money. And it turns out that research shows that people are happier when they share experiences and not material. Like you can, even if like cars, Lamborghinis, whatever, the happiness level that people have, it's like peaks. You go up when you get it, and then very quickly it goes down and you forget about it and you go on to the next shiny object, the next shiny material. But when you share together with people an experience, show, skydiving, a walk, the beach, a vacation, even a meal in a restaurant, the satisfaction level stays pretty much forever. When you buy a car, you spike, your happiness goes up, and then you go down.
Yeah.
You have an experience, goes up, and it stays up over time. You'll remember it years later. You remember the incident, and still you get butterflies, and still your heart starts to beat, and still you feel the openness of remembering the experience. So
I very much agree, and I think it's beautiful. Like I have bought for for my former husband. I bought him experiences. I bought him a sports car, track, going on track. Oh my God, he absolutely loved
That's
it.
so cool.
And then one year
that he was driving, right? That he drove.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, he
so
drove.
cool.
So he lost his shit. He was like, it was great. And one year, his favorite artist is George Michael.
Oh, I love him.
And George Michael came to Australia, and I just went, oh, it was rather pricey. And then you know what? I'm just gonna buy it. So I bought the tickets, and I said to him, I said, look, I couldn't get. I told him how much it was, and he said, oh, look, you go with your girlfriend. So I said, all right. So, but I bought him a ticket too. So the three of us went. So at Christmas, what I did is I looked at all the songs that George Michael sang.
Yeah.
And I wrote a letter to him. And in the letter, I made the letter with all the titles of the songs, and then he figured out that we're going to the concert. So I kind of said something.
So cool.
I said, let's go outside, and when we wake up, we're going to go, and all this, every single time. And it was so exciting. And he's reading, and he's going, and he goes, these are George Michael's songs.
He got it now. That's good.
He goes, are we going to George Michael? I said, yes. He goes, I thought you're going with Liz. And I go, yeah, she's coming too. I said, but this is your favorite, musician, how can you miss out? I mean, I love him very much, but I don't want you to miss out. And there was a time when we first met that he looked exactly like George Michael. He had this goatee, and he just looked so much like him. We always used to say George Michael, right?
Wow.
And I'll tell you, when we got there, and the tickets were really far up, but everybody stood up when George Michael came out, and I just burst into tears because Chris was standing there like he couldn't believe it, and he sang every single song. He knew every word to every song.
Oh, that is amazing.
I would never ever forget that. And that's as you said, it's one of those memories. And you know how memories come up on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
So when Julian was younger, we used to put letters from Santa in there, and he would read them, and he just absolutely loved them. And my niece got a letter from Santa yesterday.
Oh,
she lost it. She was like,
really?
She wrote a letter to Santa. She asked Santa a lot of questions. So then Santa wrote back to her, and she was just, she goes, oh my God, he wrote me a letter. I was so sweet. It was so sweet. And I think
delicious.
Those experiences, there's no money that can buy that. And I like buying gifts. I love getting gifts, and I love giving gifts. And when I go out and I buy something, I really think about the person, what they're gonna, who are they, what is it that they like, and I buy accordingly, right?
Yeah.
But I tell you, every year I'm astounded by the amount of stress that people are under when they go shopping. The anger in the car parks, the husband and wife screaming at each other in the shopping center, having a go, and you sit there going, this is supposed to be like family time. And then they have the kids in tow who are tired, who can't be bothered, and they're playing up, and the parents are yelling at them. And I'm thinking, I'm sure there's a better way.
Yeah.
And you've got 364 other days in a year to buy gifts. If you want to get gifts, there's that long. So you kind of go, maybe if you become, and look, maybe I'm being judgmental here, and but I know that I think about, if I see something during the year and I know it represents that person, then I just get it and put it away. So come Christmas, there's no stress. There's really no stress whatsoever. And people go, are you doing your shopping? I go, it's done.
It's done. That's very cool.
It's done. Because, and again, it's not the amount.
It's
I
nice.
want to
I
come to
agree.
Flashdance. I want to come to
Yeah,
Flashdance
listen,
with you.
my son,
Yeah.
he's doing it for the being in the company. You know, I don't think of my son. He says to me, what he says, I said, oh, you maybe you look disappointed. He said, well, Mom, it's not the Super Classico. I said, okay, yeah, it's not. But
And I
he'll
bet
go and he'll have fun anyway.
and I bet he's gonna love it. You know, I got some free tickets to the Book of Mormons,
Oh, it's
right?
supposed to be excellent.
Oh my God. So I've heard from David again. David keeps coming up. Hi, David, if you watch
Hi,
this.
David.
Um, and and I got some tickets, and I said to David, I got some free tickets to the Book of Mormons, and I heard you mention it before. He goes, oh, Annie, he goes, you're gonna love it. So I tell Julian, let's go. Oh, Mom, I don't want to go to a musical, Mom. I said, that's it. No, we are going. I said, you need to
Oh,
go
pleasure.
outside your anime life. So, and you have to dress in a suit. Oh my God, he was not happy, right? But anyway, we got dressed, we get there, we go in. He's like, okay, Mom, yeah, let's go. We sit down. So they come out, they start singing. The first F word that was said in a show, and he's going, Mom, they said F. And I go, I heard. Wow. There was a few more times that word came up. That was it. By the end, he loved it.
Yeah.
When we finished, we had to go and buy the CD. We listened to it 3 months in the car. He downloaded it. We knew all the songs, and if it comes out again, we're gonna go see it again.
Yeah,
We
beautiful.
loved it. Oh my God! If it comes out, you gotta watch it.
Yeah, I think
Are we out of
musicals
time?
are beautiful. I mean, they're not just for women. And musicals are for people because they're happy and they tell a story and there's dancing and it's just happy. It's just happy stuff.
And
It's all good.
talking about the F word. I found this pair of socks that says F off at the
Yeah,
bottom.
yeah.
And I thought, I have to buy it for my son. Out of all the presents, he lost it. He absolutely lost it. So he put it on his feet and he kept on lifting his feet and telling everybody. And then he wore them all day.
That
There
is
you
so
go.
cool.
So you buy him the $100 headphones to play with on the computer, and he loses his shit over a $5 pair of socks.
So that's
It
it.
just shows.
You have to get to the emotion. And
Yeah,
one more thing I want to say about presents is, you at least you have the discipline. You see something nice, you buy it and you keep it for Christmas. I
yeah.
don't have the discipline. I see something that that my son or my daughter would like, and I buy it and I give it to them. So all throughout the year, I'm giving them things. So when the holiday comes, there's really nothing to get them, and I don't have the inventory. So I'm going to adopt your method here and get it, but not give it so quickly.
Well, you just got to make sure, because for my niece, I bought her a beautiful pair of jeans,
It's too
and
small now.
she can't, or it's perfect now, but she can't wear them because they're too tight. And because she lives in Singapore, she used to very loose fitting clothes, and these are a pair of tight jeans, and she couldn't handle it. So now I've got this amazing pair of jeans. They're white with love hearts all over it,
Oh
like
my God.
all over. It's gorgeous. And it's a designer brand too, Juice Couture. So
Wow.
oh well. So
Oh,
I've got friends that have little girls, so I'm just gonna give it to them. It's one of
good,
those things.
good. So Annie,
Do
I
we
got
have?
a call now. So
Oh, okay,
we've got to finish. So I'm sorry. I'm
okay.
sorry.
Oh no, that's okay. I just wanted to say something about money, but that's okay. We can talk another time about that.
So thank you. I appreciate it. It's so great to see you. I'm glad you had a Merry Christmas and have a happy New Year.
Thank you.
Everybody here who's listening, happy holiday seasons. Enjoy Christmas and Hanukkah and family and presents, and have a happy, healthy New Year with lots of, growth and happiness and joy and family and all your dreams come true.
Well, thank you, everybody. And thank you, Mindy. I love doing this show with you. And we're going to have one on the 2nd of January, which is great. So we can talk about New Year's Eve. That's going to be interesting. And yeah, so, and anybody who wants a particular topic, make sure that you let us know in the comments box below. Okay.
Great.
Happy
Well,
Hanukkah. Love
Merry
you.
Christmas. Love you. Bye.
Bye.